What's up, everybody? Yankee Jeff here with another episode of It's Not Your Fault. Getting back to the reaction videos as far as Soft White Underbelly. I discovered this channel. A friend of mine suggested it to me a couple weeks ago. Righteous Perspective, Deshaun Wise, great channel. Check him out. But I've been really addicted to this channel, pardon the pun, no pun intended. And it's really been very eye-opening to see things on the other side of the perspective, from my perspective. Being on the recovery side, these people are actually still going through the throes of addiction. So without any further ado, please like, subscribe, comment if you could. And this is a young couple that are battling the dance. This is Ashley and Patrick. So we'll go ahead and listen to their story now.
Ashley and Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Where are you guys from originally?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga. Tell me about your families growing up. You had both parents growing up, Patrick?
When my granny died, my mama died. You know what I'm saying? Like, my grandmother took care of me. My aunt took care of me. So, like, and we struggled growing up. And it's just more hectic than anything because of life that they wanted us to have. And they struggled because of that.
What was going on with your mom and dad?
Well, my dad molested me when I was 3 years old.
Mm.
My mama, she was never in my life to begin with. And
why was that? Because of drugs?
Just I don't know.
You don't even know.
She just gave me and my brother up to my great aunt, and that's where we were at. Like, they wouldn't really tell us what went on back then, except for the stuff that I remember that my dad did to us.
And Ashley, tell me about your childhood.
I grew up with my mom, my stepdad, and my two brothers. I have, obviously...
I can barely hear you, darling.
I have a biological father who got remarried. Had a real bad coke addiction when he was married to my mom's, and they got divorced when I was like 1, and both my parents got remarried and had more kids. And
you guys are both from Southern Tennessee?
Both from Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
We've been together almost 9 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Completely different backgrounds growing up, though.
Your childhood was better?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Probably more privileged. Better, I wouldn't know about that. There was a lot of things going on behind. They were a little easier to cover up because of money or things like that. But
like the sexual abuse that Patrick went through, you didn't have that?
There was a lot of different kinds of abuse growing up.
Really?
Me and my mother have never really been close or gotten along very much. She there's a lot of mental illness in my family. Grandmother and my mother eventually went from being bipolar to schizophrenic, and
drugs became a part of your life at what age?
I mean, 12.
I was like 10 when I started smoking weed. Then 15, I started doing meth. And
he probably went a lot harder than I did when he was younger. But
I have more of a, like, I don't let people play somebody because they think they're weak, or I'm not gonna let them treat somebody that type of way because I know I can stand up for that person. And back home, people fear me because of that, and that's a good thing for most people, because if somebody does something to somebody I care about, then I do to them. I am karma.
Well, yeah, but we had to leave home because of that too. You know,
part of it.
Growing up in the Bible Belt, you're kind of...
We can never have a fresh start back home. There's just, our names are, too...
Touched on a couple of different things if you caught that. Addiction tends to follow addiction. They both came from homes that were heavy addiction use in the household. Also, She's also touched on something that's called dual diagnosis, where there's also mental health issues as well as the addiction. That's a tough road to hoe. Dual diagnosis. That's a very difficult um, uh, program to try and treat because you go on two different roads here: addiction and also the mental illness. So these folks are real. This is an amazing story.
And that's okay because we lived everywhere. So there's nothing we're doing here we can't do anywhere.
And you just came to LA recently?
Yeah,
About a week ago.
About a week ago.
Yeah.
Brand new. What do you think of Skid Row?
I'm about ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm
ready
about
to go.
Mm.
I've been somewhere hot, now it's time to go
I'm not
somewhere
used
cold.
to somewhere that all the people are outside the police station getting high and selling drugs and doing whatever.
Yeah.
Like literally
That's
outside the police
crazy.
station. I've never.
They ain't doing that nowhere near like that back home. Like, that's over with.
Yeah, Skid Row is kind of
guys
like
go
I
to
miss
jail.
I miss Southern hospitality and all that. People, it's just.
what are your drugs now?
I do clear or ice and smoke weed.
The crystal meth and,
Yeah.
and weed. And Ashley, what are you?
Here we go. So fentanyl obviously has been a big problem in our marriage.
You guys are married.
Yeah.
He's tried for
I'm
many,
anti-fentanyl,
many years.
like anti-opiates. I don't do no downers. I don't like her doing them.
You don't allow. I mean,
I try not to allow it,
it's caused a lot. you know.
and it has caused a lot of problems. But you know, I'm saying if you love somebody, you can work through it.
You know, they go hand in hand, though. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
what you don't understand.
No,
right?
I know that.
You guys have kids?
Not
Not
together.
together.
But you have kids outside of
Yeah, I have 6, 5 boys, 1 girl.
with someone else or
Oh,
different?
yeah, 3 different women.
3 different.
We'd love one, but you know,
And
Yeah.
I have 2 boys.
you have 2 boys?
Mhm.
Were you around to raise them or?
Until they were until my oldest was about 11, and then I separated from their father and kind of, I'd been kind of kept away from anyone or anything for 10 years, and it was a very abusive, controlling relationship. So I didn't know. I never really got to. It was just the kids and being a mom, and then all of a sudden I was just all that was gone. So
Has your situation with your addiction gotten worse over the years?
sure. I mean, off and on, but yeah. Opiates, slowly steal your light. You fade away, kind of thing. And even like if you can find a way, like he thinks I love Fetty more than I love him.
Because I say that it always wins. I feel like that if she loves me, then she would choose me over that. And that it's like she's died on me 3 times. I don't like having to worry about if she's gonna die like the next time she gets high. And I've had to give her CPR.
Did you guys catch that? She's died 3 times because of fentanyl, or Fetty, as she calls it. 3 times she's died, and she still goes back for more. That, my friends, is called addiction. That is a microcosm of what addiction will let you do. You know that this next hit will probably kill you, but you still go for it. So don't judge by any means. Don't judge anybody. That's a true addiction.
Every time until the medics have got there. And then the police tried to accuse me of selling her that drug. When I don't deal with it. I don't mess with it at all.
How many times have you OD'd, Ashley?
6, 7.
It's not.
maybe.
It's not as simple as just quitting because it's
I
a dangerous
mean,
drug.
I got off the needle though. I did get off the needle
Yeah.
a year and a half ago. Well,
So you're
almost 2
smoke-
years ago.
You smoke it now?
Yeah, and you know, I guess I don't worry as much about that happening because I smoke it, but it can obviously. Just, I guess I've numbed things out for so long.
But it takes the nose of Abraham Lincoln on a penny. That takes that much fentanyl to kill you. If it's strong, like that's a little speck.
How are you guys supporting yourselves?
I escort
I mean, we both do.
and just
Which goes back to that. That's where, like, they go hand in hand with me. You know, I don't know that I can, because I've done that. And Lord, I hope my kids, my parents don't see this, but you know, I've done it. I've done it for a long time. You know, and so I don't really remember a time where I've done that or worked and that way and not used some type of opiate.
It might be convenient if her clients were, if Ashley's clients were men and your clients were women.
they are.
Your clients are. Tell me who pays for.
It's usually older women.
I mean, he might not get near as
I don't get as many
much
calls
clientele.
as she would, obviously.
I would think Ashley's going to get a lot.
But I say, I normally I get about 4 or 5 a month,
but
and
you know,
but we've had some that's I've gotten $20,000 from one over a year period of time, just and never even had to see this person. Just and that helped. Like that's a way to survive. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, but eventually,
but then escorting, like
because I'm
there's
tired.
there's a difference in being a whore and surviving. Like it's a job, and that's what you have to we have to focus it as.
You know, it's easy for you to say though.
But I'm saying like it's not like.
At the end of the day, it is what it is.
But I don't look at you that way. It don't make me feel
Yeah, but-
no type of way looking at you like that way. And I think you shouldn't let no one
You
think,
put 10
like,
people in this
talk
room
down
right
to you.
now, and probably 9, if not 10 out of 10, are going to say that I'm a whore. Because
But then-
I don't care what they think, but I care, like, this has a shelf life.
But then a quarter of them are going to try
And
to see
there's
you
a
after
lot
everything's
of-
over
but
with.
There's
You
a
know what I'm
lot
saying?
of bad things that have happened to me over the years.
I know that.
A lot of
I know that.
a lot.
I know.
And eventually one day there's like, you only get so many chances. I just got lucky to where I wasn't one of the girls that disappeared or, you know.
Can you sense the chaos and the turmoil here? The absolute tumult of this couple. They're spiraling around each other, trying to survive. When they say survive, that means get the next hit, get the next ice with fentanyl, whatever they would use. That's their life revolves around one thing, and that is the next hit. This is stunning.
Or it wasn't worse. I didn't, get, worse than it already was,
I mean, the bottom line is, I think you guys are both just hustling to support your drug addictions.
No, I mean
but to an extent, yeah, sure, but
a little bit, but
to
I
survive too.
I
though,
don't
mean,
really
like,
I don't really get high as much as I used to. Because one, the dope's garbage. It it don't get me high. So like, what's the point in doing something that ain't gonna get me high?
We're going from state, and like we came here with nothing.
You guys
right?
been traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What states have you been to?
Oh wow. Okay. So Atlanta, Georgia, Orlando, Florida, Fort Worth, Texas,
Yeah, that's over there when I was there.
Asheville, North Carolina, Las Vegas. There's more.
Charlotte,
Cherokee, Bryson City.
Boston City.
Charlotte, I assume.
Yeah.
There's more on there too.
New Orleans.
New
Bourbon
Orleans,
Street, then Vegas.
Arizona. There's been, I've been to Minneapolis, Minnesota, Chicago.
We took a trip.
We want to go to Colorado.
That's where our next stop
Yes.
is. It's Colorado. No extradition.
But like
What do you-
we came here spur of the moment from Vegas because it's some bad.
What do you guys think of this lifestyle?
I mean, I love it.
You do?
I'm not gonna lie, I love it because I mean, yeah, it's a way to survive. I don't like what it does to us and like over time, but then I do want to have a family. You know what I'm saying, with her, and actually have a somewhat so-called normal life without all that. But I mean, that obviously it's going to take time, and the only way to make change is to make change yourself.
Are the
Is
face
to
tattoos?
act on that change.
Are your face tattoos going to get in the way of living a normal life?
Not at all, because I do lay brick too. I'm a brick mason. I do lay brick,
Okay, so
but I ain't laid brick since I was back home. So
after so I don't see his face tattoo anymore. I love his face tattoo. But yes, we go places and people act a certain way. There's times we order Ubers, they won't let us in the Uber. They take
I've been going up to an
But
Uber to open up the door.
He knew what it was when
and
he
they'll
got
pull
him.
off, you know what I'm
Obviously,
saying?
to him, that he enjoys the attention. I guess
I love
I
it.
don't. I don't like when people stereotype and all those things. But at the end of the day, like the world's becoming more, I guess, acceptable of it in certain.
When he says he loves this lifestyle, that's not him talking. That's his addiction talking. No sane, lucid, conscious, alert, present person would ever love a lifestyle of prostitution, drug dealing, drug use, and never knowing where your next meal is going to come from. That's his addiction talking. So don't feel like this is him trying to make light of the situation. I think she gets it more than he does, or he's just trying to be brave about the whole thing. Let's get back to it.
Cities. So certain cities we go to, it'll be more accepted than others, or there'll be more of it. Places like here, and people here just aren't. In our experience so far, they're not very friendly, and maybe it's just because we're from the South, and so we're bred a little different, I guess.
What's been the roughest thing you guys have come across since you've been living like this?
The roughest thing. I mean, I guess finding a man dead that drank himself to death. That one sticks in my head pretty big.
I've been to jail quite often.
Yeah, a lot.
Back home.
A lot.
And
That's for him. That's his biggest one for him for sure.
And I can say that I never stayed in jail longer than a week. She always bonded me out. She always stood beside me. When I went to prison, she stood beside me, took care of me in there, where I lived good in there, damn good. And I'm grateful for every bit of it. I really am.
You guys love each other, or is it difficult sometimes?
I love her with all my heart.
More than I've ever loved anyone.
I just want her to get off fentanyl.
Yeah, but I know you say that, but there's so much more to it than that,
I mean,
you say all that you want, but it went so much deeper with Amanda and all the other girls. You know what I'm saying?
I know that. But,
it's not just the fentanyl. Like if I stop fentanyl today, it's not necessarily going to stop what you got going on over there.
But
I know you love me, but I think sometimes you love more.
No, I told you that.
I won't be here.
Like,
that the idea of us not being together is scary
and separated because I don't want to see you I don't want to see you nod out. To me, what I read about someone like nodding out from having to be with you, like I have read about all that, and nodding out is the beginning state of an overdose. And it scares me every time you do. That's why I don't let you nod out. Like, I'll throw water on her and everything. If she even starts to nod out, like, get mad at me if you want to. Like, I'm not going to stop doing that.
I don't get mad at you.
Because it's going to wake you up. You know
I get mad at
like,
myself. I'm not mad at you. But
me stop there for a second. He wants her to stop using fentanyl, but she won't tell him to stop using crystal meth. What can you say? It's this is where our country is right now. This is where our country is. 100,000 people are going to die this year of opioid overdose. 100,000 people. 100,000 people, and we're sending money overseas to countries we can't find on a map. No one can find on a map. Billions of dollars. Gotta get our priorities in line. We really do. This country is going to be in for a rude awakening otherwise.
But if we quit getting high, the truth is, if we quit getting high, then we would be so much farther.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we would.
But you see how much I've stopped getting, like,
I know.
how much I've stopped getting high.
Or how much you do get high just with me. I always know. I mean, everybody knows. We all know that my addiction's a little, different than yours. Your addicted personality is a little different. It's not the same as mine. I know that. But at the same time, when you've just kind of lost everything, and I feel like I lost everyone, like I feel like I lost you too, And I just don't,
But you haven't. I'm still here, and I'm still trying to get you off fentanyl. Because that's what I really want.
Okay, I'm tired of crying.
What's your favorite memory from your life, Ashley?
My favorite memory from what?
From your life. What was the best time of your life?
When my babies were little, for sure.
Were you clean then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this your lowest point now?
I don't say my lowest, no. But I mean, in our relationship right now, it's not. I mean, our situation is probably the lowest.
Is it harder to?
But I think we love each other probably more now in a lot of ways than we ever have.
Is it harder to exist on the streets like this as a couple than if you guys
Oh,
were?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because you have to put up with what she's doing on the side, and she has to put up with you.
We constantly bicker and fight.
Yeah, but-
constantly fight.
Like, but that part don't bother me as much as how I feel about certain things. Like I said, that doesn't make me love her less or look at her any differently than I do anybody.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Because, like I said, to me, escorting is a job. Like,
It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it.
But there's sometimes where not all money's good money.
Absolutely.
And this has a shelf life.
You notice the whole time this conversation has gone on, she hasn't looked the interviewer in the eye maybe once or twice. She's ashamed. She's not proud of what she's doing. I think he is not quite coming to terms with how guilt-ridden and how embarrassed and how humiliated she feels just yet. And that's because, again, he's probably high, so she's he's fidgeting. They're probably both just got finished using. So what an amazing story. This is unbelievable.
Or, like right now, the way I'm having to do it as opposed to the way I'm used to doing it.
Right. But that'll be fixed shortly.
Like, I want to, go to the beach and actually get married on the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like something real. He's never seen the beach till the other day, and he took off without me.
Because she was nodded out and wouldn't wake up and go with me. So
First time he went to
I
the
took
beach.
off and went to the beach. And I ain't never seen the ocean at this point. And I wanted her to go with me.
I'm mad.
And I sat there and I went and cried at the beach because she was nodded out and wouldn't able to go with me. That's all I do. I mean, I was there for maybe 30 minutes. I tried. Much I didn't. I tried.
I love you. I want to do some more. I'm sorry. I want to do some more.
Okay.
Let me ask you one more question.
Okay.
What would you guys say is the most important lesson you've learned in your your lives?
For me, I'd say that like I took CNA when I was in high school, and it taught me a lot of things that has even helped in this type of lifestyle. And like with my kids, at that point, I was still getting high when I had my kids, but
I don't care what anybody says. You're an amazing dad. You just
I know it.
you'll never get the opportunity that you should because of your record and because of your baby mamas and your face tattoo, all those things.
I believe what a
Because
kid
your
wants, the kid gets.
warrants-
It makes the kid happy.
It's
The kid
always
gets
the
it.
it's always the warrants.
And
He just misses
a
his
kid
kids so
will get-
much that when he has them, he just wants them to have everything. You know what I'm saying? And
They have 7 children between the two of them. He has 5, she's got 2. This is the ripple effects of addiction, how it runs out everyone. There's 5 children on his side, 2 on her side, who don't see their parents, who don't see their mother or father because of the addiction. He wants to blame his warrants and the baby mamas and stuff like that, but let's be honest.
I mean, for me, I think it's
and my kids never wanted or hurt from nothing
that's what
when
it
I
is.
had them. Period.
We think we're missing
it wasn't no
out.
struggling because I was getting high and this and that. Like
We
getting high
thought
wasn't even
mean-
it wasn't even really a factor because like
yeah, it was. You about died over it, so don't.
no, I'm talking about when I had Damon White though.
Yeah, but when
Like-
you didn't.
Nothing. I ain't.
But that's really it's what he's asking. That's really all that. Like, what's the most important? It's the kids. It's
Yeah,
the
I
kids.
quit. I quit getting high for a year and a half
Like,
to be
we're
able
missing
to,
out now
to get the
you know?
woman that had my kids to let me be in their life. You know what I'm saying? So, and when they got snatched away again, all because my baby mama smacked herself and said that I hit her and told her aunt that she came and took my kids again because she gave my kids back to me without court order. So, like, technically I wasn't supposed to have them, and she gave them back to me. And then when my baby mama did that, she came and took them again. And then that's when I said fuck it, and just started just
I didn't
going
remember
hard.
that. I don't remember
You
telling
wasn't
me
there
that.
then.
No, I'm saying I don't remember you telling me that about her smacking herself.
Yeah, and my mama, she smacked herself and walked.
I'm going to fast forward to the end because I really don't think this is something that is relevant as far as his situation with his children, his baby and mama and everything.
And then
He's
his
got
ex-wife,
triplets and everything.
you know what I'm saying? His ex-wife has the triplets.
How many? 8.
He had
Ashley, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned?
I spent too much time worrying about what really wasn't important. I can't go back now. My babies are grown. So if I could change anything, it would be that for sure. I had a great aunt she lived to be like 103, and I asked her what the secret to life was. She said, worry about nothing. That worrying is a waste of energy. And I spent a lot of time worrying, you know.
But I do know this: when both boys turn 13, they have the right to choose what parent they want to live with, and I know my kids are going to choose to come live with me, and I know that with all my heart because I broke into the woman who has my kids. I broke into her house on Christmas and gave my kids their Christmas and birthday presents. Told them I loved them, and it wasn't my fault that I'm not in their life. And my oldest son looked at me and said, "Daddy, I know it's not your fault. I know what they're doing." And that meant so much to me because he was 5 years old then. And he's sitting there telling me that they got my son going to fucking therapy and trying to make him seem like all these
There's
things are
nothing
wrong with him.
There's nothing
There ain't
wrong with
nothing wrong with my son. He's smart, but I can't like. He just turned 13 on 4/20/2010 when he was born, and I'm not gonna take him away from his younger brother because they live together right now. So
He's
I'm not
okay.
gonna get him until his little brother turns 13.
Right.
That way they both can come, and I ain't separating them because that would be selfish and greedy of me, and that would destroy them. And I'm not gonna do that to them.
Do
Okay.
you guys think
Well,
that drugs have been like the core of all your problems?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so jail pretty much mine because like I've been arrested for some big shit, but I've also went to jail for a bunch of petty shit living in Tennessee.
Okay. I love you. I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm
I've
going to let
cried
you guys
enough.
go.
I ain't
But,
cried this much in a minute.
Thank you for sharing your stories.
But that's also why Colorado is my last stop. No extradition.
Oh yeah,
I tell everybody this
It's our last
gladly.
stop. That's new. That's new
because
for me.
once I go there, I ain't got to look over my shoulder no more. I ain't got to run and hide. Like I got warrants now. I've been to jail in Vegas. Tennessee said that as long as I'm not in one of the surrounding states of Tennessee, they will not come pick me up. That I'm too far away. And right now, being in California, I am absolutely the farthest I can get from Tennessee.
I love you. We're done. We're done. I love you. We're done.
What can you say? He's so delirious he thinks his 13-year-old kids are going to live with him on the street. I think she's closer to rock bottom than he is, which it's going to take that for them this behavior to stop. Got to say a prayer for him, man. That's the people I'm talking about when I say a prayer for the prayerless. Those are the kind of people that society has forgotten about. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Addiction's a monster, man. It's a monster, just like Godzilla's a monster. It's a monster. It's devouring our society. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Let it begin with you. And please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. God bless you all. Have a good evening.